Payoneer is a global fintech payments provider powering the global e-commerce ecosystem. It is in the process of merging with a SPAC called FTAC Olympus Acquisition Corp, ticker FTOC. The business combination is expected to be completed in the first half of 2021. FTOC is run by Betsy Cohen, who is a leader in fintech blank check companies, having run 7 SPACs focused on the fintech industry. In full disclosure, I do have a position in FTOC. This is a SPAC merger that several of us have been talking about in the Wolves of Investing Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, it's completely free and it's the best place I know of to talk about SPACs and other stocks. A link is in the video description. In this video, we're first going to watch a video of Payoneer from the CEO, Scott Galit. And I'm going to share with you my thoughts about Payoneer, having been a user of its payments platform. Second, I'm going to give a high-level overview of Payoneer, including the financial statements and the SPAC deal. Third, I'm going to go over my bull case for the stock. Fourth, I'm going to go over my bear case. Fifth, I'm going to go over my game plan for the common stock and the warrants. And sixth, I've got one announcement about the M1 Finance limited time $30 referral bonus. All this right after. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Learn to invest like a wolf at your own risk. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Wolves of Investing. My name is Donnie Nguyen and I'm the founder of Wolves of Investing. If you're new, my channel is primarily about investing in the stock market. If you want to learn how to achieve financial freedom through investing, be sure to click on that subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't yet. And please remember to drop a like on this video if you enjoy it, as it truly helps out the channel. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is a video by Payoneer CEO Scott Galit.
The world has changed in ways we could never have imagined. 15 years ago, Payoneer was on the cusp of a new digital era. Now we are at the heart of it. The way we buy goods and services has become truly digitalized, where local and cross-border are almost indistinguishable. Online marketplaces have grown significantly, with strong tailwinds for e-commerce and mobile commerce. It's no longer about who or where you are. Now is the age of what you have to offer. Today is about your talent, your drive, and your determination. Payoneer connects the digital world on a single platform, making it as easy to do business globally as it is locally. Payoneer democratizes access to financial services for millions of small businesses and entrepreneurs in both emerging and developed markets. With a commitment to delivering the best possible customer experience, our multi-currency account, B2B payment platform, and commerce-enabling services make doing global business local, accessible, and seamless. Businesses turn to Payoneer to pay and get paid, manage their business, and invest in the next stage of their growth. The world's leading digital brands turn to Payoneer to simplify and streamline access to the whole world. Our trusted mass payouts offering for marketplace and platform ecosystems is powering fast-growing verticals such as e-commerce, freelancing, travel, and more. We are redefining global payment acceptance through frictionless next-generation merchant services. Our payment orchestration platform puts merchants in control of their payment setup, connecting them to a vast network of global and local payments providers through a single integration. One of our core values is inclusion. At Payoneer, we believe that anyone, anywhere can achieve their potential in our digital interconnected world if just given the chance. Our global infrastructure, global brand, and global presence position us to drive global growth for our customers today and tomorrow.
So that is Payoneer in a nutshell. It's truly a global payments provider for freelancers and entrepreneurs worldwide. Next, I'm going to talk about my experience using Payoneer since June of 2020. So one of the companies I work with is called MediaNet. I use MediaNet to run ads on my website. Payoneer is the only payment option I have for MediaNet. I don't have an option for PayPal. I don't even have an option for them to send me a check. And I've been receiving my payments through Payoneer since June of last year. I also recently saw Payoneer as one of the 2 payment options that are accepted on Teespring, which is a growing platform for entrepreneurs to sell merch. The other option is PayPal. So based on my experience, Payoneer is a legit company and I haven't had any problems with using them. I see them as solving a real-world problem for making worldwide cross-border payments. The thing that really stands out to me is that MediaNet, at least for my account based in the United States, uses Payoneer exclusively to pay me. To me, that really says a lot about Payoneer. In order to become an exclusive payment provider, I assume they had to offer a higher value proposition than its competitor, which I assume would be PayPal. So to me, I do see Payoneer as a legit, strong global payments provider. Payoneer operates in over 5 million marketplaces, enterprises, and small and mid-sized businesses. Over 190 countries and territories, had $44 billion in volume in 2020, and over $345 million in 2020 revenues. The global e-commerce market opportunity is huge and estimated to be $26 trillion, with 30% projected B2B cross-border payment volume growth to 2022. Approximately 4 million small and mid-sized businesses worldwide, 4.9 billion internet users globally, and 78% of global internet users outside of North America and Europe. Payoneer works with 9 of the top 20 most valuable companies in the world. And I didn't know this until now, but they also work with Fiverr and Upwork, which are 2 very popular freelance platforms. Payoneer's volume has been growing rapidly, from $14 billion in volume in 2017 to $44 billion in volume in 2020. And they project 38% compound annual growth rate over the next 2 years. The revenues have also grown rapidly, from $215 million in 2017 to $346 million in 2020. And they are projecting 25% compound annual growth rate to 2022. How does Payoneer generate revenue? It's just volume multiplied by take rate. They're estimating $64 billion in volume in 2021 and a take rate of 68 basis points, which gives revenues of approximately $435 million. Their transaction profit margins have been expanding from 65% in 2017 to 72% in 2020. So that's a very good sign. They also had a resilient performance during the pandemic, with volume increasing 67% and revenues increasing 31%. So to me, these are extremely impressive results. They are targeting long-term revenue growth of over 20% and long-term EBITDA margin of over 20%. The revenue growth seems reasonable given their track record. The EBITDA margin is a little bit iffy. The reason I say that? Well, from the income statement, we can see that they had an operating loss of $18 million. That's something to keep an eye on in the coming years. As an investor, I'd like to see operating income go up and total operating expenses go down as a percentage of total revenues. Next, let's take a look at the leadership. From FTAC Olympus, we have Betsy Z. Cohen, who is quickly becoming the FinTech SPAC queen. as chairman of FinTech Acquisition Corp 1 through 5. She also founded the Bancorp Bank. The overall leadership from both FTOC and Payoneer have experience from Square, MoneyGram, First Data, MasterCard, IDT, and HSBC. Next, let's take a look at Betsy Cohen's other SPAC track records. CardConnect had a 90% return in approximately 1 year before it was sold to First Data. Intermex, ticker IMXI, had a 65% return when this investor presentation was created. Paya, ticker PAYA, is actually up around 35% in less than 1 year. And PWP is in the process of merging with FTIV and is trading around $11.48 at the time I was making this video. So I consider this a very good track record, most certainly beating the S&P 500 over those same time periods. Next, let's take a look at the SPAC transaction summary. At $10 per share, the implied market cap is approximately $3.8 billion. If I divide the implied market cap by $10 per share, I get approximately 380 million shares outstanding. There's expected to be net debt of $525 million on the balance sheet, which gives an enterprise value of approximately $3.27 billion. There's also expected to be $560 million of cash held on the pro forma balance sheet. Pro forma existing Payoneer shareholders will own 68.1%. FTOC public shareholders will own 19.2%. FTOC sponsor will own 5%, and PIPE shareholders will own 7.6%. There's also an earnout of 30 million shares that can be granted depending on how well the stock price does over the next 30 to 60 months, which I think is pretty cool because it incentivizes management to look out for shareholder interests. I didn't go over the entire investor presentation, but I'll leave a link in the video description. And I encourage you to check it out if you're interested. So what is my bull case for the stock? First, I like that Payoneer has a track record of growing revenues. Second, I like Betsy Cohen's SPAC track record of targeting winning companies. Third, and one of the most important things, is that I actually use their product and have a good experience with it. So I find their revenue estimate to be reasonably trustworthy. And I'm gonna keep that full $432 million revenue estimate for 2021. At $10 per share, the implied market cap is approximately $3.8 billion. If I divide the implied market cap by $10 per share, I get approximately 380 million shares outstanding. From the investor presentation, they mentioned that high growth payment companies such as PayPal, Adyen, Bill.com, and Square have a 2021 enterprise value to revenue or EV to sales multiple estimate of 36.5. E-commerce companies like Shopify and BigCommerce have an EV to sales multiple of 49.3, and global processors like FIS, Global Payments, and Fiserv have an EV to sales multiple of 7.2x. So I'm gonna go somewhere in the middle and estimate that Payoneer deserves a 2021 EV to sales ratio of around 20x. 2021 projected revenues of $432 million times 20 gives an EV of approximately $8.6 billion. If I add back $525 million in debt, we get a market cap of around $9.1 billion. With approximately 380 million shares outstanding pro forma, that gives a price of approximately $24. Friday's closing price for FTOC was $13.12. So that would be a little over 80% return by the end of the year. What is my bear case? For my bear case, the main thing that I see is that Wall Street may not agree with my 20x EV to sales ratio and maybe thinks the EV to sales ratio really is 7.2x, which means that the stock will just be around $10 by the end of the year for a loss of around 24%. So what is my game plan? As I mentioned earlier, I do have a position in FTOC. I plan to just hold it long term and do as I do with most of my long-term holdings. Follow the quarterly earnings reports. Listen to the quarterly earnings conference calls. At this time, I don't plan on adding more shares unless there's a crash, where I can pick up shares for cheaper than $11 per share. I really like the company and I do believe in its growth prospects. As for the warrants, they closed Friday at $3.45. I don't plan on getting the warrants unless there's a crash and they go below $2. The warrants have the $18 early redemption clause and the $10 early redemption clause, which limits the potential upside. Because of this, I want to give myself a margin of safety and buy the warrants as cheaply as possible. If you want to know more about SPAC warrants, be sure to check out my SPAC warrant basics video where I answer a lot of questions that viewers have asked me. All right, so in case you're interested, M1 Finance is offering a $30 sign-up bonus until the end of February. If you sign up with my link in the video description and deposit $100, both you and I will receive $30. The referral bonus is normally $10, so I really think this is a great deal. And I do want to thank those of you who have already signed up with my referral link. I truly appreciate it. All right, so let me know what you think about Payoneer and what other SPACs you're watching. Drop me a line in the comments. Be sure to leave a like on this video before leaving. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.